So you're seeing tremendous investment in collegiate esports.
Well, so the conversation that's had right now is there a bubble in esports? And take my opinion for what it's worth. I think there's absolutely a bubble on the investment side. There's certainly no bubble on the growth of esports. Like, there's nothing I've ever been so sure of in my life than esports is going to continue to grow. Like, it's just going to continue to get huge. On the investment front, I mean, there are some silly numbers out there. I won't say their name, but recently, esports company, does an IPO off of $600,000 in revenue, not EBITDA, and raises $25 million off of a $100 million valuation. Do that multiple, that doesn't even make sense, right? And it's good because it's more action going on in the space, but it's bad because it leads to kind of unrealistic expectations from an investor, so they become jaded. So meanwhile, we are trying to do things right by having a recurring revenue, monthly and annual recurring revenue, in order to show no, we have a revenue model that isn't based 100% off of sponsorship and advertising, because the esports space right now is led 60% of the revenue in esports is sponsorship and advertising. So we know that that's the way it's going to be, but that's a fickle market, right? It ebbs and flows. So having monthly recurring revenue or annual recurring revenue is really important. So kind of going back to your original question, what is there a bubble essentially? I think it's really clear that there's a bubble on the investment side, but the good news is esports is only continue to grow. And then going even deeper into your question about colleges, there's clearly huge investment in the space. ESPN running the Collegiate Esports Championship, that opened everybody's eyes in colleges, and it's really funny. It was like when you turn on the light and the cockroaches start. I don't mean that in a bad way, but it was like that. ESPN just turned on the light, and all of us companies, Mainline included, all of us went, oh, we got to do something. Let's figure this out. And we're right in the middle of everybody scrambling and bumping into each other, and it's exciting, but it's also stressful, and competitors come out of the woodwork, and thankfully we're doing things a little bit ahead of schedule. In fact, I would say that we might be a little bit early, but at least we're not late. So that was a long way of saying, yeah, there's a lot of investment being pumped into the collegiate esports market right now.